mundo maravilloso del Gran Circo. Un sueño hecho realidad. Este es un espectáculo pensado principalmente en la parte más importante de la familia, los niños. Por eso pensando en ellos y desde luego
I've been having some trouble with the tires on my BC Moto and been putting off getting them fixed because it's not going to be easy. But I'm going to have to get it taken care of. My BC Moto is having some issues. The tires keep going flat, so I need to get them to the bicycle shop, the Taller de Bicicletas para repararlas. Well, that happens sometimes. I noticed as I was walking around that the circus has set up in my neighborhood. It got me to thinking how just about everybody's done something about the circus, from Picasso's Family of Saltimbanques to the Rolling Stones' Rock and Roll Circus. So how can I relate my own life to a circus performance? Well, right now, I'm just trying to repair my BC Moto. That doesn't feel too spectacular. I found a bicycle shop about 45-minute walk down the hill toward Oaxaca Centro. So I'm going to carry the bicycle tires down the hill to the shop, see if I can get them repaired or replaced, and put them back on my BC Moto. Well, come to think of it, sometimes it does feel like I've got all these things competing for my time. My art, my business, my personal life. Kind of like the hula hoop girl, standing on stage, trying to keep everything spinning in some kind of harmony. I'm wondering, is she anxious that she'll drop everything, or just lost in the beauty of the experience? Yo vivo en Las Faldas, en la frontera de la ciudad. Where I live is on the outskirts of the city, just below the mountains. And so as I walk down the steep hills into the city, I move from a more rustic environment to one that's more like the pueblos, and finally into the city proper. I remember before I had my BC Moto, I spent a lot of time walking these streets. I went out today to look for a container to hold some gasoline and then go to the Pemex to buy the gasoline. I was a little nervous. It's the first time I've been to a service station in Mexico, but the attendant was very helpful. He filled my container, gave me a ticket, and now I'm ready to ride around the streets of Oaxaca. And sometimes it's a balancing act, an attempt to maintain your composure against all odds. I remember, just as I was entering the awkwardness of adolescence, my family moved to a new town, hundreds of miles from home, and I was suddenly alone in a strange place with no friends. Sound familiar? But you do what you can when life throws things your way. You learn to level up, to find balance in those new and challenging heights. I think this is it. Let's go find out. Me siente al frente del taller, mientras Tonio reparar mis llantas. As Tonio repaired the inner tubes, I thought of how life can sometimes be absurd, like the clown show at the circus.
¿Cómo se llama?
Corazón de Juanita.
Corazón de Juanita, órale aquí.
¿Cómo se llama?
Los calzones de tu abuelita.
Óigame. Oye, no.
I laughed as I walked back up the mountain, and I thought, it's okay to feel lost sometimes, like the little minion guy who doesn't quite know how to dance or move around on stage. because you learn by doing and hopefully acquire some wisdom in the process. Well, I was feeling a little tired at this point, and so I found a moto taxi to take me the rest of the way up to my home. The moto taxi dropped me off back in my barrio, and I'm almost back home. I'm gonna get the tires back on my bici moto, and maybe I'll have some time and energy to have some fun this evening. So when I've got a challenge, my best approach is to just tackle it right there without thinking too much about it. To just figure it out. And then to try and have some confidence, kind of like the burlesque dancer, strutting her stuff right there in front of everyone. And if I don't get it perfect, well, fuck it. I'm giving it my best to get to where I need to be. And maybe I'll learn a few new moves along the way. Hey, it looks like I got my BC Moto back together, and I'm going to be on the road again in no time flat. You know, sometimes life is like a circus. Sometimes we have the balancing act. Sometimes we're twirling. And sometimes the clown comes in onto the stage telling jokes. As long as we stay with it and stay present, there's always something we can learn from this experience. If your hands get dirty, remember, you can always wash them off. So with all that taken care of, I hopped on my BC Moto and rode just down the hill to an empty lot here on the outskirts of the city to watch the circus.